I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all, man. Tried to tell y'all. It was a reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers got rid of Antonio Brown. I tried to tell y'all. As a Steelers fan, I tried to tell you guys. But before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. And also make sure to follow me on my Instagram page down in the description down below. It is JT_Sports. And all I'm just trying to say is, I told you guys. I told everybody. If Pittsburgh is one of the best organizations, but do you still not trust Bo Nix? No, I still don't. But I'll get into that a little bit later though. But yeah, man. So I mean, Antonio Brown is out of the NFL. Well, he's not out, but I mean, he is done with the NFL. And I mean, either way, I mean, I don't think no other team will pick him up because here's why, right? So. So if Antonio Brown does get picked up by a team, he's going to get put on the commissioner's exempt list. The only reason he isn't on the commissioner's exempt list right now is because he's not on the team right now. AB just posted something about Big Ben right now too. Detroit should pick him up. I don't think Detroit's going to pick him up. There's no reason you can't really pick up Antonio Brown right now because if you pick him up, he's going to get placed on the commissioner's exempt list. Yes, they will. Stop it. Bruh, Dreadlock, he's not getting picked up by anybody. He's not getting picked up by anybody. I mean, although his agent says that he's been talking with teams and things like that, that's just marketing. That's how you get a player signed. You try to advertise your player for that. That's basically what it is. I don't know how he can be punished for accusations in the world we live in. Well, here's the thing, right? The NFL is investigating it. It wasn't the accusations before. It was the new accusation because reportedly he texted something in a group chat involving somebody's child or something like that. I don't really know how that's going, but that's what the NFL is investigating. So anytime that you're under investigation for something, then that's going to that's what makes the anytime the NFL has to investigate something, you're most likely going to get put on the commissioner's exempt list, or you're either going to end up suspended until they end up figuring what's up with the investigation. So anytime the NFL is investigating something, especially something of this magnitude, then you're probably going to end up, he's probably going to end up getting placed on the commissioner's exempt list. That's all they both read, those messages. He insulted her to buy. AB is just drama. Only idiot would sign AB, especially with the legal troubles and drama, even though the Redskins would sign him. I mean, it's just, man, I try to tell everybody that it is what it is, man. I told everybody, I mean, if the Patriots can't save you, if the Patriots had enough on you, then who wants to put up with you? Only a really, really dysfunctional organization will really want to put up with you. I mean, if the New England Patriots cannot save you, then it's pretty much. So I mean, if Antonio Brown goes to the XFL, that would be interesting because if he gets suspended in the NFL, then I think it's something called the Doug Williams rule or something like that. Like if you get suspended in one professional football league, then you're suspended for the other professional football league too. So I think that's how that rule works. That's called the Doug Williams rule. So I like the way it works. Like if you get suspended in the NFL or if you get suspended in one professional football league, then that suspension counts for every other professional football league in America. So I'm going to be interested in seeing how that rule comes into play. I think that's how that rule works. The Dolphins might want him there. Management is garbage. They trade away all their good players. I don't think the Dolphins want him there. You got to think about it. The Dolphins want to lose on purpose. So you want to bring in a player that's going to help you win games. There's really no reason for the Dolphins to bring in Antonio Brown when they're trying to lose on purpose. But I mean, I try to tell everybody, man. Steelers fan tried to warn everybody. So I mean, Antonio Brown at the end of the day he's dumped the NFL. NFL's on a slippery slope. They are going to be paying him when. I don't know about all that, but I mean it's not really a slip. I wouldn't call it slippery. Really, for Antonio Brown, we've seen the downfall of one of the greatest wide receivers of this generation. I mean, Antonio Brown, he's going to the Hall of Fame, right? He's going to the Hall of Fame regardless. So I mean, it just depends on how long it's going to take him, because Terrell Owens got to the Hall of Fame. It just depends on how long it's going to take Antonio Brown. Do you think there is going to be a holdout next year in the NFL? Yes, I do. It was a holdout before. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a holdout again. So I mean, it's crazy, man. It's definitely crazy. But Antonio Brown is super talented. But I mean, the Patriots and the Steelers. If you're gonna last with the Patriots and the Steelers, then I mean, it's just something wrong with you. I mean, how? I mean, two of the best organizations in the history of the NFL, and you couldn't make it work with them. I understand Pittsburgh, but I mean, the Patriots. Come on, man. Come on. If he doesn't get convicted, they will owe him big. Watch. Yeah, but I mean, with this text messages that came out a couple of days ago, I think that's what was the final straw for the New England Patriots, because now the NFL is investigating them, because the NFL, they weren't investigating the previous accusations before. So now with the whole new text messages thing that developed this week, then that's where the NFL got involved. So now that the NFL is involved, you don't really know what's going to happen with Antonio Brown. So if he comes back, the only reason he's not placed on the commissioner's exempt list right now is because he's not playing for a team. And even then, if you're on the commissioner's exempt list, that means you're not playing, but you're still getting paid for not playing. So what team would sign Antonio Brown when he's not playing? So, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense for any team to sign him, because he's just automatically going to go on the commissioner's exempt list, and then you're basically going to be playing a guy who's going to be getting paid not to play. And if you're an NFL team, it really wouldn't make any sense from a financial standpoint until this whole thing gets worked out, the whole situation gets worked out. So really, it's really no point of signing Antonio Brown. If he do come back, who's going to pick him up? I mean, I don't know. It just depends. It just depends on the whole situation. It really does. It just depends on the whole situation. If this whole situation ends up working out for Antonio Brown, then I think a lot of teams are going to end up trying to pick him up. But I mean, it really wouldn't make no sense signing him right now, because he wasn't placed on the commissioner's exempt list. Now, the only reason because of that, according to, I think it was Adam Scheffler or Ian Rappaport, said the only reason he wasn't placed on the exempt list by the commissioner was because he's not on the NFL team. And if you're not on the NFL team and you're a free agent, then you don't get put on commissioner's exempt list because you're not getting paid. So if Antonio Brown gets picked up by a team and he gets put on the exempt list, that means that team is basically just paying him not to play until the whole situation gets worked out. So, I mean, it really wouldn't make any sense from a financial standpoint to sign Antonio Brown at this moment right now. And I think that's another reason why the New England Patriots got rid of him, because if they would have put him on the exempt list, then the New England Patriots would have had to pay him until the whole situation gets worked out. So basically, I mean, you'll be paying him not to play, and that wouldn't make any sense. So from a financial standpoint, I don't see any team signing Antonio Brown. I know this is off topic, but what do you think about Melvin Gordon? I'm worried about him because he's on my fantasy team. I mean, you shouldn't be worried, because he said he's coming back eventually. So he said he plans on coming back week 5 or week 6. So he's playing this year. He's not going to hold out the whole year, because every game you hold out, you lose money. And I don't think Melvin Gordon already said he's coming back during some point in the season. He has to like week 8, I think he has to report. And if he doesn't report, then he can't become a free agent or anything like that. So he's going to play this year. He's going to play this year. Because if Melvin Gordon doesn't play this year, then yeah, he gets like a fine or something. My team sucks in your fantasy league. I need some advice. My fantasy team sucks too. I'm like 0-2. So we're in the same vote. The thing is, you just need to be consistent. Eventually, your players are going to start. Eventually, you just have to trust that your players are going to be good enough to start making plays. But I mean, it's not looking good for Antonio Brown, man. Could he go to the XFL? I can strongly see it, because he probably wants to get paid. He lost his Nike endorsement, so I mean, I can see him going to the XFL. I can see him going to the XFL. I really can. I'm not ruling it out neither. And plus, Antonio Brown would be the biggest star in the XFL. So I mean, if you're Antonio Brown, man, you better get ready for the XFL, man. It's going to be really interesting to see if the XFL approaches Antonio Brown, if he's going to be able to stay in the NFL. For big money, he would go. The XFL isn't paying $1 million guaranteed and things like that. The most money you get paid in the XFL, I believe, is like $650,000. But I mean, that's better than nothing. And besides, do you think Colin Kaepernick will play before AB? No. Antonio Brown will get signed by a team way before Colin Kaepernick does. Because here's why. Colin Kaepernick is not one of the best quarterbacks of this generation. He's not a future Hall of Famer. He's not anything. He was just a quarterback, above average quarterback during the time in the NFL for 3 seasons. Took the 49ers to the Super Bowl, had some success. Then once Harbaugh left, didn't really have that same success. Once Chip Kelly got there, he was okay. But I mean, Colin Kaepernick is not Antonio Brown, so it's not. You can't really compare the two situations. I mean, because Antonio Brown's one of the best talents of this generation. He's one of the best wide receivers of all time. So, I mean, you can't really compare because Colin Kaepernick only had like a couple of good years in the NFL compared to Antonio Brown having a whole career full of work and things like that. So, Antonio Brown would definitely be on the team before Colin Kaepernick. I just read that Cleveland Browns may sign Antonio Brown. I mean, it seems like a. I mean, but what Cleveland is doing, Cleveland is trying to take the same approach. Cleveland is just trying to win ball games, but I don't think Cleveland needs to sign Antonio Brown. I think that's really going to mess up the locker room. You already got Odell Beckham, you got Baker Mayfield, you got Jarvis Landry, you already got like four personalities in the locker room. Then you just want to go ahead and you just want to go ahead and sign Antonio Brown and just add to it. But yeah, man, so this is it for this video. I'm finna read this article about Antonio Brown lashing out on Ben Roethlisberger or whatever. And yeah, I'm coming back with another video shortly. Michigan sucks. Michigan football sucks. I'm about to start working on my college football top 25. So you guys make sure to follow me on Instagram. My top 25 and my power rankings are going to be released on Instagram. So make sure to follow me on my Instagram page. That's down in the description down below. But yeah, man, everybody, thanks for watching. And thank you guys for coming on.